Welcome back to my channel. For you who are new, I am John, CEO, founder of VSHR Group. But now, today in this video, what I want to focus about your career. And now, what kind of career? You have decided to build your career in sales and particularly in B2B sales, or you suddenly decided to change your career, or you planned and finally change your career and starting your B2B sales career. Congratulations, you found the right video, because in this video, I'm going to give you a total 10 tips that can really help you to be a great start for this career, or even you are already been in B2B sales for a while. By using those 10 tips, you can significantly improve your conversion rate and closing rate of your deals. You want that right? So let's get started.
After working like last 15 years in IT field, this is what I realized. What is IT? Yeah. Sure. Make it happen. Thank you. So let's give a big hand to these student leaders to bring the training to you. Why don't you give a big hand to them?
Number one, building the trust on the table. So as a sales professionals, your mission will be to build the trust in the table when you are meeting the customer as soon as possible. Doesn't mean that in a physical table. That means you can build the table over the phone calls, in emails, and when you meet the person too, you need to build the trust, because without building the trust, if you bring any particular proposal into the table or give it to the client, it is a high risk that it will not be accepted because the lack of trust. So your first mission is about building the trust. So how do you build the trust? So work with your company, look at the particular product you have, all kind of handouts you have, all kind of video materials you have, all kind of presentation you have. You need to use all of this material as a bullet on every conversation you bring on, every emails you run it out, to make sure that you present them in a really nice manner, in a professional manner, so your client can understand your product and see your confidence level and understand your product too. Confidence is really, really important too, which I will be also covering later on as well. Number two is a budget and interest level. So as when you are doing a B2B sales, and the two fundamental key things you got to look into it is two. One, the level of interest they are. So as a buyers, normally they have three levels of interest, I like to say. No interest, maybe, or yes. So anyway, these are all is some sort of level of interest, but you wanted to see that about, example, somebody have no interest, doesn't mean that you're going to leave them out, because they probably will be having interest in 3 months, 6 months on the down. So you have to think about how you'll nurture them, build them in your processing of your connections, tap them all the times through your all kind of materials and provide to them. So that's the thing. Maybe and yes is your level, a good level of interest. That means you will be working with them and building the trust as fast as possible with best possible material, which is in team number one, to do that one too. So that's the way your mission is to identify what level of interest. So at the same time, you'll be also understand what is the level of budget they have. Is they have a small budget or big budget? If it's a small budget and if you're selling a big budget product, so you probably need to tell them that, hey, our product is great and probably we cannot help you out with our product because our product is that kind of price line, but we can help you to connect with other guys who can do that, and which actually customer really appreciate it as well too. Or you can see that about in your sales team, which other team members are selling the product which is suitable for this client. You can introduce them to your clients. Rather, you don't need to bang down in this one, but when you introduce your other team member because they have the right product to your potential leads, that's actually a great impression, because the customer think that you're really professional and you're really working as a team, you're properly organized. So it's about the two things you need to do is about level of interest, and you have to understand what is the level of budget, because your strategy of execution of your sales process will be very much drilled down to this number two. Number three, you got to listen something, and also sometimes you need to pass as well too. So when you are listening, having a conversation with your customer, you got to listen, really picked up what they're really talking about, the key points, what they're really talking. Some clients, potential leads, would like to speak a lot. They speak a lot of other things. So you need to filter them over there, what they're really valuable information, and ask them the right questions as well too, so they can speak this right information. They'll probably give you a lot of information. Doesn't mean that you cannot forget what the information you really need. Budget and interest level, right? And the second thing is about some of the client will probably give you some unprofessional requirements, and that's the way it's a kind of a test for you. Client want to see that how professional you are, how well organized you are, and how you really respond those kinds of professional So work with your team leader to get a proper response into it and be very professional. And when you show that professionalism to an email conversation or a face-to-face conversation with your potential lead, they will actually understand how professional you are and how pro you are. They're going to respect you even more. Number 4, you're going to speak quite slow. When you're looking about your leads, you are asking questions, go down really aggressive, because when you go really fast, it will be looks like very aggressive. Even you don't want to, because maybe you are just by born, you like to speak really fast. But when you are in a meeting with a particular leads, potential leads, you are discussing about requirements, they are not only thinking about you, they are thinking about their problem, they're thinking about their issues. So they will be speaking slow, and you got to pick up the speed they are speaking as well. So if you're speaking way faster than what they're speaking, there will not be a great rapport between you and your potential leads. So you need to control your speed, and the best way, the way is about being professional and really listen and speak slow so that your client can really understand what you're really talking. Because if you talk really fast, first of all, you will be looking quite aggressive. Secondly, probably also desperate. And thirdly, your client probably will miss some of the key message, because the client is not only listening to you, but also thinking about their problem as well. Number 5, you cannot force your client. You cannot force your client to buy your product. And the more you force your client and try to skip your sales process, more you look unprofessional, and secondly, more you look desperate. And that is a very bad sign for your particular clients, because when they see you are desperate and you're really pushing so hard and you're so aggressive, they'll say, oh, something wrong. Probably this guy doesn't have any clients, so something wrong with their product. Probably some kind of thought they will pop it up in their mind. So that's why I'm saying that, one, you cannot push them too hard. Be professional and be patient. This is the number one thing. You gotta follow the process, but you gotta be smart as well to create all the materials. So step number 1, to build the trust. And when you build the trust, it can go really fast. Client will drive you rather than you drive them. It can also happen if you build a great trust. But most of the time, it's quite difficult to build the trust too. And that's why you need to control this position. So, and that's the way you do is about, you gotta stop thinking about forcing them, but start thinking more about influencing them. How do you can really influence your client? Number 1, you try to understand their problem, listen to their problem, and you really use, I understand. Use this word, I understand. This is the problem. So always say, I understand. Thank you very much for sharing. I understand the problem, or with this problem, and this is how our product will solve you out. I understand there is another issues over there, and with that issue, I can help you to solve it that way, and we'll remove that pain point example. So you have to stop thinking about forcing them and start more about planning about influencing. So that's the way you got to do it, all sales preparation. Before the sales calls, you go into the meeting, you should be preparing your plan, how you're going to influence your client rather than just forcing them. Forcing them is always the best way to lose your deal, but more you influence them, the best way to get a deal on your side. This is the Success Booster card time. So question of the day, what is your key takeaway of this video so far? Go ahead and comment below the answer. We'll love to see what is the key takeaway. Science said that when you take up a key takeaway and note it down somewhere, you had a 35% chance to be actually doing it in your life to make it value out of it, which is amazing, right? But hang on, 35% is not enough. You need more, and this is the way I'm going to tell you how you can really make it happen. When you make a set of action, a plan that goes to from 35 to 91%, you can really make it happen in your life. So here we go. So from the key takeaway, what is the key action plan you're going to take, which is you learn from the video to your life, make a plan and commit it in publicly and commit into it. And that's what's going to make sure that you got 91% rate that is going to really happen to you. Will be able to make it happen and become successfully achieve your goal. And here's the last possible hack. When you announce something, a plan publicly, your 91% goes to 94% to really make it happen in the real life. So go ahead and comment below your plan in the video sections. We would love to see your plan, and we are 100% reply every comments in our channel. So we're going to see your plan, we're going to comment it, we're going to give you a feedback, and we're going to consult you to help you to make your plan to a reality, and that can go to up to 100% reality happens to your life. And that's how you get your action key takeaway to action plan to success to your life. And you know what? We're also sitting down here to help you and celebrate your success with you. So what are you waiting for? Let's go back to the video, finish it, and we're looking forward to see your action plan. And let's make it happen to your life, because you can do that, right? All the best. Don't forget to make your plan, okay? Don't forget to make your plan. See you soon. Number 6. Tag team. This is really important. Whenever you're doing any sales call or any sales emails you're running or any conversation you're having with your leads, it's impossible for you. You can be outstanding in every possible call. It's not just only you, because also your counterparts, the potential clients, probably have different situations. They have different urgency. Probably they just don't like your voice. Probably they don't like your attitudes. Probably just don't like your particular way of writing emails, or probably they like your accent. There's so many things could pump it out. So what you need to do is you gotta play a team game. You are not alone when you are in sales. You have your manager. You should do any call go wrong, an email go wrong, you don't know how to answer right away. Immediately talk to your sales manager and talk about the problem and ask for help. So you can have your sales manager to make a call on behalf of you. You can have your sales manager invite them to join the meeting as well. If you're a sales manager, you can invite the sales director as well too, or even you can invite your CEO or country manager to join in your call as well to support you in that. The same way, you may be making a call, they're not listening. You can talk to your other business consulting manager or other sales representative and tell me, can you make a call for me, and can you see that how can we really get a better grip on that wall? So that's why you gotta play a tag team. You cannot win in every sales battle. You gotta use your every possible grip to win the battle. So number 1 is like I said, that you gotta use your all materials, your videos, your presentation, your PowerPoint packs, your slides, your PDF deck, everything you need to use. And that's like the first level. And then you get proper tag team with your CEO or country manager, sales director, sales manager, even other sales executives who are working with you. Get them all involved and help you to make a call on to them. Discuss with them, hey, I got this problem. Client is responding right away. How can I do this one? Get advice with them too. So sales process is a tag team game in B2B sales. So play a tag team game, play a team game rather than being individual. If you play individual, you'll be constantly losing a lot of deals, and you will be losing the deals just because you're not getting the right help from your team. Number 7, you gotta be creative. So if you're not moving out in sales, number 1 reason is you are not becoming creative. You gotta be creative. It's like one of the number 1 priority of every sales person is that you gotta be creative. What can you really do for the clients? What can you really give it to the clients for free? What can you really do to build the influence? What can you do really to build the trust on the table? So you gotta be constantly thinking about creative, and you can talk to your other country managers, CEOs, or sales director, other sales executive, talking to them and listening to them, what kind of creative thing they are doing, what kind of creative advices they are using, or what is the approach they're using. Listen continuously inside your team. Besides that, of course, you can Google around in the internet to get more idea too, but you can get it on your day. But here is the one. To be a successful salesperson, you gotta be number 1 thing you have to write yourself in your heart. I'm gonna be creative every possible day. And that creativity in the beginning maybe will not do really well, but day by day more creative you are, and you will see that every possible discussions, every possible deals, you are going so creative, and that will help you to move along and turn a maybe deal to a yes deal, or maybe a no deal to yes deal on the way in few months of time as well, because you will keep creating and keep building the relationship and keep connecting and keep tapping all those potential leads on your pipeline. So number 8, this is very important. Fill up your pipelines. You need to always fill up your pipeline. Let's think about it. This week, you plan to reach out your 70 leads example for B2B leads. Next week, what are you going to do? So what are you going to do in the next week? You need to plan in this week. You have to well ahead, plan your leads for another 50 or 70 or 100 leads. You have to put it on the next week as well too. So you cannot just go to the next week on Monday and think about, oh, where's my lead? I need to probably do some research. No, you're going to attack the present leads you have and make sure that you have enough leads for the next week. And otherwise, you will be burning in the middle of the week and you don't have enough leads. And probably when you have enough leads, the week is already finished. And that's how you wasted one valuable week, because end of the day, you have 1 month cycle, right? You have 1 month of incentive. You have your targets into it and need to go in and hammer that down. So you got to prepare your list. So number one thing is about, as a sales professional, your mission should be always having a great amount of database on your bank, always. And you can find there a different social media platform like LinkedIn or an amazing platform. LinkedIn is an amazing platform to collect the leads too. Or even sometimes you can use it from Facebook as well too. And based on the industry, you can collect all the leads. You always prepare the leads for the next week. And also you can have a conversation, constructive conversation with the CEOs or sales director or sales manager. Talk about how they are collecting the leads, how you can get your leads. Can you get any support from marketing team? So those are the questions you always need to ask and think about, and make sure that when you are executing this week, the next week leads should be always. A professional salesperson always keep up the pipeline full, because if you don't have the pipeline full of your leads, you're going to run out of the sales pipelines and you have zero progress. And that's a recipe to failure. So never ever keep your pipeline empty. If you 1 week at least, the good even you can do it the next 2 weeks pipeline full as well too. Number 9, never be frustrated. As a professional, you cannot be frustrated. There is a lot of way you will lose a lot of deals. You'll get a lot of negative feedback. Even you are not responsible. You should be doing all the amazing work and still you will not be closing the deals. But you cannot be frustrated, because as soon as you become frustrated in the deal, you will lose your profession, because that time you'll get angry. The time you'll be doing things over the ego. You will not be creative anymore. You will not be using your brain anymore. You will not be being influencing rather than just pushing things too hard. And that's a recipe of disaster. Your whole professionalism of sales in career will be completely incinerated, and you'll destroy your every possible potentiality to become successful. So you cannot let your emotion come in your way between you and your success. You gotta be always calm and always think about, okay, what did I really do so it didn't work out? What did I really learn from losing this deal? You should be always asking this thing. And if you keep doing this 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, the compounding effect will be amazing, because so much weeks on the way, you'll be learning so many mistakes, and that will be all you turn into a lesson. And then you will see suddenly it just have a big chunk, because that time you're already ready how to manage your all fine-tuning thing, because you are not frustrated, because those are the time whenever you lose the deal, you learn and you find a way to be more creative and make yourself a better sales professional. Number 10. So this is also very much about number 9 too, but this is the thing you have to understand. Let's say you have a car and you are going somewhere and the car is broken on the way. It's not working anymore. What do? You don't bang the car, right? You take the car to a garage and tell them to fix it for you and get it fixed, and then you drive the car. So the same as a professional, when you make any deal going wrong or any discussions going wrong, you gotta correct yourself very fast. The faster you correct yourself in a particular deal, the higher chance you can bring it back to you. Any deal you already messed up because of some of the mistakes you make, as long as you correct yourself, you can always bring it back to you. So such a professional person always need to correct themselves. You are in sales, you are in marketing, you are in IT, you are in finance, you are in HR, doesn't matter. A professional always fix himself or herself. As a professional, this should be your number one thing in your brain. I always need to gonna fix myself. What I can need to fix myself, and faster you're gonna fix yourself, the better you're gonna do. So always as a sales professional, you're gonna always fix yourself. Always you have to find a way. How can I be more creative? How can I influence my client more? Okay, how can I influence this lead more? How can I be more creative to close this deal? How can I build this trust of this client more? If you've been fixing these 3 things and use your best creativity on this answering these three things, you have a higher chance you'll be closing a much more deals. So here we go. In this video, I thought I'll give you 10 tips which can help you to become a better B2B sales professionals. If you're out there, a B2B sales professionals, if you're having any particular problem or particular challenge you're facing, go ahead and comment below. Love to give you my answer. So if you have any particular situations in a particular deal which you are not sure what to do, go and comment below too your situation. Myself and my team love to give an advice as well too. And one more thing, I just want to tell one more thing. In our channel, every comments, every questions we reply. We 100% reply. So if you put a comment there, definitely you're going to get an answer from us too, without any doubt. So here you go. You got the 10 tips from me today in this video, and now let's go ahead and use it in your sales professional and become a superstar sales, B2B sales professionals. All the best.